KPBS On Demand is supported by UC San Diego's Art Power, presenting cellist Joshua Roman, performing from his album Immunity, alongside music by J.S. Bach and more. Sunday, June 22nd at UC San Diego's Epstein Family Amphitheater. Reserve your tickets at artpower.ucsd.edu.
Good morning, I'm Debbie Cruz. It's Friday, April 12th. Feeding San Diego opens an expanded food marketplace in an effort to feed more people. More on that next, but first, let's do the headlines. Former San Diego County Supervisor Nathan Fletcher spent more than $300,000 from his abandoned state Senate campaign to pay for his legal defense in an alleged sexual assault lawsuit. That's according to campaign finance disclosures reviewed by KPBS. The lawsuit, filed by a former San Diego MTS employee, alleges Fletcher sexually assaulted her while he served as chairman of the agency. State election laws allow campaigns to spend money on matters reasonably related to political or legislative matters. However, two experts say Fletcher's spending is in a legal gray area. In a statement, a lawyer for Fletcher's campaign argued the expenditures were legal. Colder weather, rain, and wind are in store for most parts of the county this weekend. The National Weather Service says gusts could reach up to 60 miles per hour in some areas. Most of the rain is expected tomorrow and Sunday. Today's temperatures in the inland and coastal areas will be in the mid to high 60s. In the mountains, temps will be in the high 50s, and in the deserts, it'll be the warmest in the mid 80s. By the start of the new work week, we'll be back to clear skies. Thousands of vehicles cross the international border every day, but there was one truck yesterday that celebrated a milestone for sustainable transportation, a fully electric-powered semi-truck. It arrived in Otay Mesa near the port of entry, and local leaders were there to celebrate. The truck is operated by Bali Express Services. Juan Baez is their owner.
We are trying to fight the climate change. We are trying to give more opportunity to the young people to live in a clean environment.
SDG&E says its expanded charging system will provide the power for the new electric truck. San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria yesterday said the city will also unveil its first EV fire truck in the coming weeks. From KPBS, you're listening to San Diego News Now. Stay with me for more of the local news you need.
KPBS On Demand is supported by Splatero, helping homeowners pay off debt by offering streamlined access to your home's equity with no additional monthly payments or new debt. Splatero provides a lump sum payment in exchange for a share of your home's future value. Pre-qualification is available at splatero.com.
The rate of inflation may be slowing in the county, but food prices are still going up. Reporter John Carroll says Feeding San Diego's response is to expand the number of people they can feed.
With the cutting of an orange ribbon, Feeding San Diego opened its expanded food marketplace. The new one is twice the size of the old one. 90% of the food it distributes is rescued from local growers, manufacturers, and retail stores. Leticia Rodriguez oversees the rescue operation.
We work with manufacturers and growers in San Diego that either they overproduce or they have extra product that they weren't able to sell.
Feeding San Diego CEO Bob Kamensky says more than 300,000 San Diegans face food insecurity at some point every year, 80,000 of them children. The newly expanded marketplace is open 4 days a week at the nonprofit's Sorrento Valley warehouse. Everything is free. People can shop there once a month, no questions asked. John Carroll, KPBS News.
Some people who suffered losses from the floods in January have been eligible for financial assistance from FEMA. But reporter Melissa May tells us that's not the only type of help the federal agency is providing.
Nearly 3 months after the January floods, FEMA is offering more than money to flood victims. They've got experts inside the Home Depot in the Mountain View neighborhood, ready with advice for do-it-yourselfers on fixing flood damage and preventing it. Jack Sinnott is one of FEMA's mitigation experts. He says setting up in Home Depot lets them direct both flood victims and people who want to protect their homes from floods to the materials they need.
We can tell them what materials to pick and how to do it, and the best method to apply these materials and get them back whole.
The advice from FEMA is free. Their experts will be at the Home Depot on Marketplace Avenue until April 18th. FEMA is accepting disaster assistance applications until April 19th. Melissa May, KPBS News.
Being able to find and afford childcare is a nightmare for most. California has a new program aimed at helping, Transitional Kindergarten. As part of the special KPBS series, Where's My Village?, reporter Tanya Thorne looks at how it's working so far.
I walked down the street to a daycare that was on our block. So I walked in and I had Damien there with me, and I said, how much is it to enroll my baby? And they said it's $600. And in my head I was like, a month, like that's doable. Of course I'm gonna enroll him. But they said a week, and I was like, well, that's a different story.
The reality of the working mom life got very real very quickly for Megan Moore.
They then told me we have a waiting list. There's so many people on the waiting list. And it kind of hit me like, whoa, like I'm going to have to truly shop around.
For many parents, the cost of childcare is the same as or even more than their mortgage or rent. The average cost for infants in San Diego is around $1,600 a month. And with 2 kids, maybe $3,000 a month. So Megan had the same options as many parents. Return to work to basically break even or quit her job.
I had no intentions of becoming a stay-at-home mom, So when the time came around and maternity leave was, almost over, it was kind of like, oh my gosh, like, what am I going to do?
Megan used to work in programming for a Parks and Recreation department. Now she's a stay-at-home mom to 4-year-old Damien and 3-year-old Judah. But she gets some help with her oldest.
There's this great thing coming out. It's TK. I don't know when it rolls out for you, but you need to get him in because it's free.
Universal Transitional Kindergarten, or TK, is California's newest early childhood education program. All 4-year-olds in California are supposed to have a free spot in public school by next year. San Diego has already fully rolled out the program, so all 4-year-olds like Damien can attend TK.
And I remember that whole first day, we were at home just worried, but he came out and he was like, I made this friend, I love my teacher, do I get to come back tomorrow? And it was the best experience.
This is yet another opportunity for us as a country to say that we value our children, that we value the people who care for our children.
Sasha Longstreth runs the Child and Family Development at San Diego State University.
TK teachers will say this is the gift of time. And what that means is that there's more of an opportunity to focus on these social emotional skills, these relationship skills, these active learning skills.
Kids are in school a year earlier, so the idea is they're better prepared for the next step in their education. But it can be hard to fit 4-year-olds into classroom routines.
If you were to walk into a TK classroom and it was completely quiet and students were sitting at their desks doing worksheets, then that would be concerning.
We're really good at kindergarten, and I think we had this realization, this aha, that TK is not just kindergarten for 4-year-olds. It's a whole different ballgame.
Shayna Hassan is the president of the San Diego Unified School Board.
I think for so many parents, TK represents a raise.
But it's not totally free. And the TK program was rolled out without much input from existing childcare providers. It has ended up hurting providers, even forcing some centers to close. And when childcare businesses close, it's even harder and more expensive to find care for infants and toddlers. And the businesses that stay open have to raise their rates for those younger kids. That could make infant care even more expensive for parents. Megan is already past that phase with her sons, and now she's counting down the days until her youngest, Judah, can get into TK. Because that help means she can go back to work sooner than she thought.
Chasing my passions, chasing my dreams, and doing something that I can feel good about myself.
That was reporter Tanya Thorne reporting. To see the whole series, go to kpbs.org/Where's My Village. Coming up, the mayor of Chula Vista joins me to talk about tomorrow's South Bay Earth Day event.
We're going to have arts and crafts for the children. We're going to have games. We're going to have a lot of environmental and educational things for people to do. And you're going to be able to learn in a positive way on how you can go ahead and be a good conservationist.
How we can protect our planet and more, just after the break.
KPBS On Demand is supported by UC San Diego's Art Power, presenting cellist Joshua Roman, performing from his album Immunity, alongside music by J.S. Bach and more, Sunday, June 22nd at UC San Diego's Epstein Family Amphitheater. Reserve your tickets at artpower.ucsd.edu.
A little more than a week after the USS Boxer left San Diego, it is turning around and heading home. Military reporter Andrew Dyer has been tracking the ongoing maintenance problems on the ship.
Mechanical problems continue to plague the amphibious assault ship USS Boxer. Navy officials say this time the problem is with the ship's rudder, so it's coming back to San Diego for repairs. Over the last 4 years, the Navy has spent more than $200 million overhauling and repairing the Boxer. KPBS reported last month that poor oversight and craftsmanship from a San Diego shipyard contributed to delays in 2022. The ship was again delayed last year. More mechanical problems were blamed on crew complacency and poor leadership. After years of repairs and re-repairs, the ship appeared ready to get back to its mission and left San Diego April 1st. A San Diego Navy official now says the newest repairs are expected to take 2 to 3 weeks. Andrew Dyer, KPBS News.
This month is Earth Month, and across the county there are multiple celebrations and ways to get involved in protecting our planet. The first Earth Day celebration is tomorrow in Chula Vista. Joining me to talk about the event and the importance of bringing awareness to protecting Mother Nature is Chula Vista Mayor John McCann. Mayor McCann, welcome to the San Diego News Now podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Well, let's start with a little fun fact. The first Earth Day was celebrated 54 years ago in 1970, so it's been going on for more than half a century now. Why is it important that the city participate in celebrating Earth Day?
Chula Vista has been a leader in sustainability. We've been a city now that's almost 280,000 people. So we're the second largest city in San Diego County, not only by population-wise, but geography-wise. And we have to make sure that we look for opportunities to conserve. And I think there's a lot of great technology, a lot of cool things that we can embrace that will help save our environment.
How about for you personally? Can you tell me the personal significance of Earth Day to you?
Sure. I was an early adopter in solar panels back before people really knew what solar panels were. We actually bought our solar panels before people now usually lease them. I also was an early adopter in electric cars. We had a Honda Fit. Was one of the prototypes. It only had a 70-mile range, but it was a great car. And again, I think the great thing is with electricity, solar panels, and electric cars, you can not only help the environment, but you also can save money. So it's a great opportunity to do both.
The South Bay Earth Day celebration is tomorrow at the Bayfront Park in Chula Vista. What can people expect at this event?
It's going to be a family-friendly, fun-filled event. We're going to have arts and crafts for the children. We're going to have games. We're going to have a lot of environmental and educational things for people to do. And you're going to be able to learn in a positive way on how you can go ahead and be a good conservationist. They're going to have a lot of opportunities to go down and see what new technologies there are to save the environment, to make sure that they can save money, and just be able to make sure that we are making efforts to be able to clean up our community and keep safe and decrease pollution that we're putting into our sewers.
There are many Earth Day events and celebrations. What makes the South Bay event unique?
Well, I think we're going to be doing it at the Chula Vista Bayfront. We currently are building a new park, Sweetwater Park. There's an estuary there. We also have the Living Coast Discovery Center. So there's a lot of ways where people can enjoy the environment, enjoy the bay, take hiking trails, and discover new things because there's such a great nature environment at our bayfront.
Mayor McCann, you mentioned the sewer situation. Any other environmental challenges in the South Bay that you hope attendees learn about at this event?
Well, one thing is I want to thank the other mayors in South County. We have had a coalition to be able to work to get funding to mitigate the Tijuana sewer crisis. And we were able to get over $150 million to bring and increase some treatment. And I think really when you look at what's being put into the Tijuana River, which affects not only the United States, but south of the border, it really is a tragedy. And I think people will be able to learn a lot more about that and learn how we are working with our state and federal officials to be able to mitigate that and find solutions.
So what can people do on a smaller scale to take part in Earth Day, not only in April, but year-round, to make an impact on their community?
I think just making sure you do the small things. Turn off the lights when you're not using them, making sure that you're putting your trash away in the appropriate places. And again, looking for opportunities to attend a community cleanup, things like that. We all need to work together as a team to be able to improve our community.
I've been speaking with Chula Vista Mayor John McCann. Mayor McCann, thank you for joining me on the San Diego News Now podcast. I hope you have a great Earth Day celebration tomorrow and a great turnout.
Thank you very much.
That's it for the podcast today. This podcast is produced by Emmeline Mohabi and was edited by Nick McVicker. As always, you can find more San Diego news online at kpbs.org. Join us again on Monday to start the week together with the day's top stories. I'm Debbie Cruz. Thanks for listening and have a great weekend.
KPBS On Demand is supported by UC San Diego's Art Power, presenting cellist Joshua Roman, performing from his album Immunity, alongside music by J.S. Bach and more, Sunday, June 22nd at UC San Diego's Epstein Family Amphitheater. Reserve your tickets at artpower.ucsd.edu.